Hey, I love James Bond movies. They're secret agents and they're doing all this espionage and there's suspense and incredibly exciting things are happening. And sometimes there are double agents who are working both sides, who are working for one country and working for another. And so they're living this double life, okay, living this lie. And that seems to be a really dangerous way to live. And here's a sad thing. There are also spiritual double agents who are living a lie and living a double life. And it's also a really dangerous way to live. And that's the message in Luke chapter 12, verse 1. Let me read it to you. The crowds at this time were packed in so tightly that thousands of people were stepping on each other. And Jesus spoke to his disciples, knowing that the crowds could overhear. Guard yourself from the yeast that puffs up the Pharisees, he said to them. Hypocrisy, false appearance, trying to look better than you really are. Okay, here there are thousands of people gathered around Jesus. And it's this huge crowd, and they're stepping on each other, and they're treating Jesus like the rock star that he really is. And he just takes it in stride. He's just talking to his friends. But he knows that the crowd is going to overhear. And that's the way it's supposed to work. People should overhear what Jesus is saying to you and doing in you. People should just overhear that. It should be just this real natural thing where Jesus is speaking to you and the people around you just overhear it. And Jesus tells his friends, Jesus tells his disciples, guard yourself from the yeast that puffs up the Pharisees. Okay, yeast is something that we put in bread, and it starts really small and it causes the bread to puff up and grow and bake. And Jesus is telling them, guard yourself from the yeast that puffs up the Pharisees. It starts small, starts with something like, I'm better than them, or I have to be perfect, or I'm glad I'm not a sinner like so-and-so. And it just grows from there. And it starts with thinking that you're better than you actually are. And it starts small and it puffs up. And it puffs up into this big pride-filled pastry. Now, here's the interesting thing. Okay, the only people that Jesus judged were the people who stood in judgment. The people who judged other people were the people that Jesus judged. He didn't judge the prostitutes. He didn't judge the tax collectors. He didn't judge the notorious sinners. He judged the people who thought they had no sin. He judged the people who stood in judgment. And he said that they were hypocrites. They were living a lie. They were being something that they weren't. Hypocrisy is acting as if you're something that you're not. It's being fake. It's living a lie, living as a double agent. And it's just not being honest with yourself or anybody else. It's saying, I'm better than so-and-so, or I don't need forgiveness, or I don't need grace. It just appearing as something that you're not. Okay? Don't be a double agent. Don't live a lie. Don't be a pride-filled pastry. Get real, get honest, and say, this is me. I need Jesus. I mess up. Okay? And just be who you are. And let God speak into your life. Let the people around you overhear that and see what happens. Okay? God bless you guys. Giddy up.